again. See, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My people, welcome to the show, man. It's been a minute. It's good to see you guys, and I felt like we should all, come and discuss the Premier League Hall of Fame because offline, we all had different opinions as who should be, you know, included. My personal impression was that the opinion was that they should do it like the NFL and kind of give it a few years before from when you retire before you can get nominated. And the way the NFL does it, there's a first ballot and there's a second ballot. So you may get nominated, but it doesn't mean that you're going to make it the first time. So you can get nominated. There's some people that will make it the first time. So it's a bit more competitive that way. But now we have 23, people who are eligible for the next Hall of Fame votes. Tony Adams, just to refresh your memory, David Beckham, Dennis Bergkamp, Sol Campbell, Eric Cantona, Andy Cole, Ashley Cole, Didier Drogba, Les Ferdinand, Rio Ferdinand. They all brothers. Robbie Fowler, Steven Gerard, Roy Keane, Frank Lampard, Matt Letizia, Michael Owen, Peter Schmeichel, Paul Scholes, John Terry, Robin Van Persie, Nemanja Vidic, Patrick Viera, and Wright. So what I want you guys to do for me is I will go around the room. Give me your 6 in order of is priority now from highest rank to lowest rank, and if you can put a sentence or two in to justify your reason why you selected them. So Totti, you want to go first?
Sure. My order, I'm trying not to be biased, so Man U fans should not jubilate too much. But I would say, number 1, I would give it to Paul Scholes, Man United legend, Champions League winner, multiple Premier League winner. Had a very great impact on the Man United on his time. Second, also equally controversial, I would say Didier Drogba, Chelsea legend. Sorry?
I said oops.
Chelsea legend, powerful striker, Champions League winner, Premier League winner. Very impactful. Third, David Beckham. This guy was a legend of the game on and off the field. Had a very good impact for Man United as well.
The Hall of Fame now for people on the field now.
This one rating, dude.
Okay, I'm a Man United fan and I'm wearing the jersey as you can see, but we'll debate that one. So go ahead.
Fourth, Patrick Viera, impactful Premier League player, skillful but powerful legend. Fifth, I'd give it to Steven Gerard, Captain Fantastic, Liverpool legend, Champions League winner. Also, of course, they never won the Premier League, but I think he made a big impact. And sixth, I would say second Chelsea player, Lampard. Frank Lampard was a legend in Chelsea at his time. And also, of course, Premier League winner. So that's my 1 to 6.
Okay, I probably should have written that down because I'm not sure I remember it. But hopefully, my memory, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
I can say it anytime if you need a refresher.
Okay. Kitibs, what are your thoughts on Totti's list? Do you agree?
For me,
do you disagree? Who would you remove?
I agree with 4 or so. I will remove David Beckham and Didier Drogba. David Beckham because he didn't play that long in the Premier League. He played about, it wasn't that long, probably 9-10 years, and he left for Spain, then PSG, for then MLS. Then I believe, so that's for me. But during that time, it was good. The second player that I would like to take out from his list is Didier Drogba because I believe another Chelsea player was much more impactful.
Okay, then give us yours then.
Yeah, and that will be John Terry. So now, for me to start my own list, I'm a core Arsenal fan, but I'm happy that Thierry Henry made the first. He's one of the first 2, so that relieved a lot of tension for me. Now, for me, for my top six, even despite the fact that I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm not biased. I have 2 Man U, 2 Chelsea, 1 Liverpool, and 1 Arsenal. And my number 1 person on that list is John Terry. To me, it was longevity. It was probably during that time the defender during between 1998 and 2017, 19 years. I could say he was the best defender for like 13 years of those 19 years. He was the best defender to me. He's a Chelsea player, but he was the captain, he was the leader, he was dependable, and he scored crucial goals with his head.
Can I give you one more point for John Terry? I don't remember him getting injured. Did you notice that he was someone who was just,
Yeah, and there was a time, I think the third Premier League title he won, the one with Mourinho 2013 to 14, and that time he played every minute of the 38 games in the Premier League. Every single minute.
Okay. So who else do you have?
So John Terry, they're number 2 for me in my ranking. Roy Keane, the captain of that good Manchester United team. He was a leader. He led by example, tackles well, dependable, can inspire his players, can tell David Beckham anything. He was not afraid, and they respected him. That's number 2. Number 3 for me is Frank Lampard, the most prolific midfielder in the Premier League. He was a midfielder, but he was always around minimum of 15 goals a season during his prolific years. An average of 20 goals per season. That was the time he scored 24, 25 goals. A midfielder for that time. A dependable defensive midfield, attacking midfield, tackles, range of passes, and his shots were very accurate. He had a high shot percentage conversion. Then number 4, Patrick Viera, my Arsenal player. He was good, but I think he didn't stay that long. He was there 1996 to 2005, 9 years there, 2010, 11. So because of that, I will make him. That's why he's not on my list. He's not high on my list, but he was the captain of my good invisible team. Then number 5, Paul Scholes, another Manchester United midfielder that was one of the main engine for that midfield. And number 6 is actually my personal favorite Premier League player, Liverpool legend, Steven Gerard. But I made him my last on the list because he never won the league. If he had won one Premier League, I would have made him probably my number 1 or number 2. I just like him personally. He was a good captain. He was inspirational, a work player. He was committed. So you can see dedication and commitment from him. He put his club ahead of trophy. So that is my list.
Very good list.
No striker. Yeah.
Very good list. Aji Father, give us your list.
Well, for me, I think about when you talk about Hall of Fame, I think you consider players that impacted the game, that made the Premiership go global. So beyond you winning, you want to see the impact you had on the game itself, to grow the game, to make the game a household name. I think that is key. There are a few players here that, of course, they won, but again, their impact outside of football on the global scale is not as much compared to how well they did on the field. I think the Premiership has gone, is now in most living rooms around the world because of most of these guys on this list. And then, so when I saw the 2 inductees, Shearer and Henry, I don't think I can argue with those 2. You know what I mean? Shearer, because Shearer won the Premier League with a team that was not supposed to win. I wasn't going to go anywhere without Shearer. You know what I mean? I think, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, they got the resources to buy the best players in the world, But Blackburn, how much resources do they have? Where is even Blackburn today? You know what I mean? I'm not sure they even exist, You know what I mean? So I think you can't force Shearer. I think you can't name your top 6 without putting Shearer in that list because you won it pretty much with a team on a budget team. You know what I mean? So I think you can't do a top 6. If you look at what the impact of that player on that team, and it was Shearer that started bringing Premiership to our TVs, that made it a global phenomenon, you know. So I don't think Shearer, you can't do a top 6 without looking at Shearer. If you look at the impact he had on soccer, making it a global theme in that sense. So
are you adding Shearer to this your list of 6 people?
Well, for me, I can't do a list without Shearer. You know,
he's already there. He's already
he
on Henry. They are automatic too.
I know he's in the Hall of Fame now. You know, I'm just saying that on my own top 6.
Yeah, I can put F. They can put their own F.
This guy, they ask you question. You are creating question for the examiner. You are answering extra question. Asking for extra questions.
I have to put Sarah and Henry. Talk about them first.
So you have only 4 people left.
Yeah. No. I'm not saying I'm saying that. I'm saying that no. I'll name my 6. I'm just saying that you have to talk about Shearer and Henry. You can't just gloss over them because they are already inducted. That's what I'm saying. You know, I'll give you my top 6, but Shearer and Henry has to be in that team. And then, you know, the first guy that will come for me will be Drogba. You know what I mean? Drogba for me was like an unstoppable force. You couldn't stop that guy. No matter who you are, if he jumped, he's not in that ball. I think the force he played, you know, I never saw Drogba play a bad game effort-wise. I felt like every game he played, he wanted to win. You know, and that's why he was able to repeat as a champion. You know what I mean? So I felt like his commitment to the sport is undeniable. Yeah. You know, like every game, I watch the game today and I see players that give up in 85 minutes. They give up. You know, that just play as if their mind is at home and their legs are on the pitch. But with Drogba, you know, I saw a guy that came to work every day and wanted to win. So on my own list, I'll put Drogba as number 1. And then I'll also put John Terry. I felt that as number 2 for me. I feel like Terry was also like in that Chelsea defense as a captain. He's someone that you can't just ignore. You can't brush him off the ball. For every duel, you know, he put his mind into it. He put his heart into it. You know, so for me, I'll do Drogba. I'll do John Terry. That's my first 2. And then let me see. I'll do Lampard. You know, I feel like you can't win in the Premier League without a midfield that scores goals. Arsenal has not won because our midfield does not actually causes us goals as opposed to scoring goals. The time we won, we had a dominant midfield. So, you know, if I were a coach, I wouldn't sign a midfielder that doesn't score goals. You know, it doesn't make any sense because you play too many games to be useless. The teams that are winning the league, you know, Liverpool, you know, City, they have midfielders that score, defenders that score, not only they are strikers. You know what I mean? So I'll do Lampard as well. Okay. Lampard is top priority for me. That'll be like the number 3 guy. And then I like Beckham. You know, for me, I enjoyed watching Beckham. So for me, the personal
I'll tell you why. Even though I was a fan of Beckham, he is not on my list, and I disagree with you. And I'll tell you why. But go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, you know, I felt like he underachieved. You know, I felt like he could have done more. I felt like he could brush him up the ball. But I love this create. It's like it came before Ozil. You know what I mean? But again, he's more committed to the game. So because I'm an Arsenal fan, I have to put Beckham because I just love Beckham play.
Are you talking about Dennis Beckham or and then, David Beckham?
No, Dennis Beckham.
Oh, you confused me there. Okay, I see.
No, Dennis Beckham.
Okay.
No, David Beckham didn't stay enough in the Premier League. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think his career was mostly in Real.
To me, that's a point that I think is very valid because I think anyone who had, I think for me, and I'll be very strict. I think if you're going to be a Premier League Hall of Fame, you should not have had, you know, 2 prominent careers in 2 different leagues, right? You know, that some people may not agree with me, you know, but even that for me, Dennis Bergkamp, did he play that long in? Let me see how long was Dennis Bergkamp in Premier League.
To me, I think
9 years. So he played a long time. Okay.
Frankly, to me, it's not a matter of years because we can't start counting how many 1, 2. 20 years better than 20 years being fighting relegation? Is it more valid than 2 years on the top of the game? I think it's more. My own feeling is the impact. Let me finish. The impact the person had during the time they played in the Premier League, and I'm not only basing it on titles. I'm saying the impact. I'm saying the impact they made in terms of of course, titles is important, but also the impact in terms of promoting the Premier League, fans recognition, impact on the game. Those are the things I look at when I'm doing my rating, not necessarily 20 years.
So for me, I feel like I wouldn't put David Beckham because I felt like I'm looking at the impact on the game as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He had an impact, in the Premier League on a global scale. That's for me, that is a big deal. He's a global icon, but I felt like he did more as Real than he did with Manchester United. You know what I mean? So I feel like, of course, a global icon, but I felt like he did more with Real than with Man U. Okay. And in this case, you're talking about, the Premiership, the Premier League. So, and then, of course, I have to go with Eric Cantona. I love the guy. I think, number 5 and then number 6 for me would be Roy Keane.
Okay.
But
Patrick Viera?
Eric Cantona?
Patrick Viera would be number 7. It was number 7.
Yeah,
But can I say something? Mm-hmm. Eric Cantona played for just 5 years, 92 to 97. 5 years.
Well, I'm saying that my own thing is about what you did. I feel like Real Madrid overshadows, Beckham's, Premiership years.
I'm talking about Eric Cantona.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Eric Cantona, he had the flair. People watch the Premiership. People watch Manchester because of Eric Cantona. Do you understand? I felt like he had a global reach on that spot. With Beckham, if I had the 7th, if I would put David Beckham there, I just felt like Beckham did more with Real. Huh?
Beckham over Patrick Viera. Wow.
Why do you beef Beckham? I don't. They were movies for him.
No. The thing is, Philip here. Vera achieved more. But I would say Beckham had a bigger influence on the Premier League than Vera did. That's my thing. He had a bigger influence.
That's debatable.
It is, though.
So let me tell you how I look at my own. I see where you guys are coming from. I still feel if your career in Premier League and Real Madrid are kind of at par in terms of impact, then to me it drops you down.
So you shouldn't get award anywhere then. If you did well in two places.
This is Premier League.
People don't get double award multiple places.
Ajiboye, create your own question air for make I do my own
questionnaire.
But as in, I think my list is identical with Kitib's. I think Didier Drogba. This is not in order, but Didier Drogba for sure. Arguably, he may not have the numbers Sergio Aguero has, but he was deadly. He was actually scary. People were scared of. Defenders were scared of him. He was physical, he was huge, he was fast, and very committed. Steven Gerard, I like that one-man club, captain, for sure. Frank Lampard, for the reasons you guys have given.
No, I wouldn't agree with Steven Gerard though.
Wow,
he wasn't a champion.
You can't put.
No, he wasn't a champion. He can't be your top 6. He wasn't a champion.
No.
I'm saying that you have to name 6. Gerrard should be your 7.
Then they will remove a bunch of people from this list now. Matt Letitia, Michael Owen.
That is why they're number 14 and 15 and 17 and 18. You know what I mean?
I think it's harsh. I can see to this point, but your own is harsh. You must.
Hall of Fame. Wait. Hall of Fame in basketball. Is it everybody that has won title that is in Hall of Fame in any sport?
That is why sometimes in basketball is different because they play for 20 years. You know what I mean? So it's different. I'm just saying that Gerrard,
NFL, like Hall of Famers, the Hall of Famers who are general managers, the Hall of Famers.
Of course, now. But they won as a GM. Not as a
looking at the impact.
Yeah. You
can't just say title. There are limited titles in 20 years.
I'm saying that in your top 6. Do you understand? Gerrard is on the list. Of course, he's qualified to be on the list. I'm just saying that number 1 and 2 is Shearer and Henry.
I think
your next 6, I won't put Gerrard.
I think
That's what
Vera
I'm
should be
saying.
there, Sha, because when
Because
Vera
Gerrard,
was a defensive
because
midfield. Let me ask you this.
because
Would you consider Vera among the top?
Philip, the one season that Liverpool was meant to win the Premier League, when Gerrard was a player, who cost them that season was Gerrard.
So that's why he
was
won
Gerrard.
because one mistake.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying that. No. I'm not saying that the ones that he could have won.
Okay.
And that season, I think Chelsea won that season.
Let me
Let
me ask you this. So, would you consider Patrick Viera one of the best defensive midfielders of the Premier League? If I was to give me the top 3.
Yes, I would.
Yeah. You can make the case that he and Roy Keane are probably the top 2. Will you guys agree with me?
Top 2,
so why will he not make the Hall of Fame? And you put Dennis Beckham.
I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm not saying he wouldn't make
even
it.
Dennis Beckham
I'm
Hall of Fame. From my own,
I'm an Arsenal fan. I won't put Dennis Beckham ahead of Vera. In Arsenal,
I agree with
to
that.
me,
We've already
Henry,
talked about this
Vera,
before.
That is it. Henry is the most important, followed by Vera.
Yeah, that's the fact.
Yeah.
In any way you look at it.
Okay.
I just like Beckham.
Philip, continue your list.
No, I think that's it now. I think our list at Patrick Viera, John Terry. For the same reason. Longevity, never injured, ever died, reliable. And I think we'll end up going
Vera was reliable.
Who is your last player? So list your 6. So okay.
Paul Scholes is going there now. Paul Scholes is someone who even Real Madrid, Barcelona midfielders were saying he was the best midfielder in the world. So
I don't know why people they sleep on Scholes, man. Yeah, I no sleep on the guy.
Scholes is very underrated. Okay, boys, man. Thank you so much, man. I think this is a good list. Ajay, I know you set your own exam. You can't bring who you put again? Dennis Beckham. No.
Ask for extra questions.
Extra question. Okay.
I like Beckham. I like the guy. I'm a guy. He's artistic.
Okay, guys. Thanks so much, man.